So we're set. Great one-liner by the common man, as always, about the wardrobe malfunction.
It was appropriate.
It was, very much so. So we're set to go. Phil the Drill Williams, 3-0. All three of his wins by way of knockout. And Brandon Burke, 0 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and a heck of a looking ring attire, and we're underway.
Here we go.
Oh, time run out of the gate!
The fastest knockout I've ever seen in my life. He's not going to make it. A 1 second knockout just to get submitted to Fight Facts as perhaps the fastest knockout in boxing history.
Here comes the charge. Here's the shot. Goodbye. The bucklage of the knees, and Phil Drill rolls to 4-0. Wow, unbelievable. Oh. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. Let's go up to the ring announcer, Dan Cole.
Fight fans, referee Mark Nelson stops the bout at 10 seconds of the first round. The winner and still undefeated, all victories by knockout, from Minneapolis, Phil the Drill.
Defenses are unraveling here. And he's starting to run out of steam badly. And Brooke is really unloading some spite in these punches. And from Senchenko earlier, Jim, he was slipping and just weaving in and out, making Brooke miss, but Brooke can hardly miss him at the moment.
Yeah, you wonder if he's shaking the effects of the punches. I mean, they were solid punches that put him in trouble, so he may still be feeling a little bit stunned. Doesn't look all that well balanced at the moment.
Well, that leads to the ear again. If he's got a problem with the ear, that will affect the balance.
Well, certainly showed courage, getting his own punches off, but missing.
Brooke just taking his time, pacing it, just spearing jabs. There's another one again. And a lot of spite in those punches. He's putting plenty into these jabs, Brooke. That one fell short.
Yeah, I mean, what's coming back at him is not troubling him in the slightest. I mean, Brooke is dominating at the moment, really.
Right, shook Brooke. Senchenko landed a big right hand, and there was a wobble there, and Brooke's in a bit of trouble now. The tide turns. And these fans are getting behind Brooke here, but he was shaken momentarily there. Missing this time, missing again though, Senchenko. But Brooke was definitely caught, and he's caught with another right hand. And this is the experience of a former world champion coming into play here.
Well, Brooke's legs still look strong, so I don't think he's seriously troubled, but he was certainly shaken by the impact of the punch, but through the effects immediately. And that's what Senchenko needed. He needed to believe he had the artillery to keep this guy off him.
Senchenko trying to take the initiative. Another left hand this time from Senchenko, and Brooke misses with his right in response. And now suddenly it's Senchenko finding Brooke an easy target. Missing that time though. Out of range again. That's better from Brooke. And much better from Brooke. Back on the left jabs again. As he weathered that little mini crisis. Marking up, and he's shaken to his boots with that right hand down again. That one took everything. And is he going to get up? He is up, but he's all over the place. The legs have turned to rubber. And the referee's got a decision to make here. Is he going to let him carry on? Does he want to carry on? No, he does not.
That finishing punch was as good a punch and as well timed as you want a punch to be. That was perfect. Beautiful shot. Full force, got the whole shoulder and hip behind it. Terrific punch. As soon as it landed, the fight was over. I was worried the referee was maybe, with his lack of experience, was going to order box on. Thankfully he didn't. It was a good shout. And that was a terrific performance from Brooke. We saw him hurt, we saw him dealing with a little mini crisis and come through on top. Terrific stuff.
Yeah, that really was, because that was the key, wasn't it? He was shaken momentarily. He weathered that storm, he covered up, and then he came back. And he was hitting with such power there as well. And we felt that right hand from ringside, Jim. It landed so clean, and when he went down, you thought he's going to have trouble getting back up. He got up, but he was in no position, really. Didn't want to know, and I think the referee got that one absolutely spot on. But Jim, he was shaken earlier, Brooke. There was definitely a little wobble at the knees.
Yeah, he was shaken with a punch that caught him high in the side of the head. But look at him, he's looking straight back at Zinchenko. He's covering up, he's doing the right things. His legs still look strong, so there was no lasting damage from the punch. And come back, that was the shot, just kind of caught him. You can see the effects there, but looking straight back. Then get back down to work, deal with a follow-up punch, which is what he's done. Then got himself back together again and started drilling home the punches, and the finishing shot was a peach. As good a punch as you want to see. You can see a little delayed action too on that shot. That certainly shook him up. But he's in terrific shape, so he can throw the effects and get right back down to action again. But that certainly was a little crisis that he had to deal with. He was always the one with the power, and then look at that. The shoulder right behind the shot.
Almost left hook as he went to his corner at the end of that first round, as if to say, boy, this is going to be a painful night's work. Switching with a body shot there. Joshua leading off with a left hand to the body. Oh, nailed him. That right hand. Now is Butlin going to get up? He doesn't know where he is, Butlin, and I think Howard Foster's waving that off. There's a bad cut over the eye as well. Now is he going to let him carry on? Well, he is.
Well, I think body language says, I want out of there. I would have got him out of there.
I think one more punch will get him out of there, and I think Howard Foster's getting ready to step in here because nobody wants to see Butlin get hurt. Body shots coming in. He's all over the place here, and that's it. The towel comes in. Howard Foster says that's enough. And a smile at the end from Paul Butlin, who says, yeah, I've been in with something special there. Well, it was a two-punch combination, but it was the right hand just exploded on the eyebrow of Paul Butlin. And that was right there, the fight ender. I mean, goodness knows how Butlin got up from that.
Well, the speed of the right hand surprised me in the opening round from Joshua, and surprised Butlin at the beginning of the second. And that was a terrific punch. And the way, you know, the weight of the knockdown, if you like, and then the injuries he got back up. You know, I thought it was over at that point. I mean, look at the way he's crumbled to the floor here. Stands up and blood flowing from an eye. I think we would have seen enough, thankfully. Howard Foster, I mean, okay, you're dealing with a fighter's pride. He wants to put up a show, but the night had caved in on him. It was time to get him out of there. Thankfully, he wasn't forced to take too many more.
From the promoter going into a fight on national television, any fight on national television, that he said that he trained, as you talked about, with De La Cruz for this fight, not with his usual trainer, and the training just wasn't right. I don't think it's going to matter. I think that Fortuna, as I said in the fight plan, and I said in the setup, I think he's going to get him out of there real quick. And he's obviously got that in his mind.
Oh, good night. Beautiful left hook from Javier Fortuna. The training did not make that much of a difference, Teddy, as you were stating.
No, because talent is talent. And that's why I said that it would end very early, because to me, this was a mismatch when it was made. That Zamudio just does not belong in the ring with Fortuna.
First time out of not only Mexico, but his home state. And he just has his hands down. He's going to get clipped again, and Javier Fortuna is all over him. They call him a bumblebee because of his power. And
now all that Fortuna has to do now,
that
sure he sets up the power punch, the southpaw left hand, and that's what he did, and it's all over. And again, a mismatch when the contract was signed. Why can I stand here and say that it's going to be an early round, an early night? Why can I say on a fight plan with Fortuna?
I mean, this is a scary knockout for Miguel Zamudio, and that's what happens. You put a fighter at risk when you put him in against a top-level opponent.
Recording an interim title. First of all, it's absurd that you're in a business that has interim titles. I mean, the good human man.
Every event that it takes place in professional boxing has an ambulance at the ready, has...
Need to do. Let's take a look at the first knockdown. It's the power punch for the southpaw, the left hand. You know, the same punch that an orthodox fighter would throw from the right side, he throws from the left. You can turn your back into it. You can put your body into it. And again, that's why I picked this fight to end early. Zamudio, no head movement, chin up in the air, stand straight, a good target. And again, there's the end of the fight. What he does there is he slips the right hand. The right hand was coming from Zamudio. Watch it. He slips it, makes it miss, and makes him pay. Slips the punch, creates an opening, and Fortuna, with those quick hands, right there you can see it. He closed that opening.
You can see the back, you know, the eyes rolled
No,
back.
see, I disagree with you. He got hurt, you're right. But it's very deep, and he lands the left hand right on the chin.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Tropicana Casino and Resort in Atlantic City, New Jersey, your referee in charge, Eddie Cotton, calls a halt to the bout at 1 minute, 8 seconds of the first round. Your winner by knockout, still undefeated, Javier El Abejon.
And he may go. Here he has 28 seconds left, and Purdy hits the floor. He's back up. But that surely seals it, and Purdy has nothing left. He's telling Jurgen Langos he's okay, but 15 seconds to go, and he's in terrible trouble here. And Bundu goes for the finish, and he stops it with 8 seconds left. What a finish. You have to take your hat off to Bundu to find a finish there, and you have to feel heartbroken for Lee Purdy.
Well, Nick, we've just seen a real champion at work tonight. Full credit to Lee Purdy, I'll get to him in a second. But what a tremendous effort that was from 39-year-old Leonard Bundu. That was phenomenal. The tactics were wrong in the early stages. They fought Lee Purdy's kind of fight, allowed Purdy into the fight. It was tough, it was hard, it was bone-crunching at times, but he found the answer halfway through the fight, turned things around. I feel so sorry for Lee Purdy that he didn't hear the final. It just shows you he was in the fight. One of the judges had it leveled, but it's a huge effort from Bundu. Now that was the punch. That was the punch it got him bang on the point of the chin. And at this stage in such a punishing fight, you don't have the punch resistance to take a punch like that. Then the follow-up right hand put him over. And as far as points were concerned, I think that just put it well out of his reach. But he gets up, taps his chest. I'm going on, I'm okay, I'm ready for battle. But there was nothing left in the tank. The knockdown punches had cleaned the tank out, had knocked all of the fight out of him that he had left. So he was on the ropes, you know, a sitting duck, and an experienced